Your toddler just turned 2, and while other children their age are chatting nonstop, yours remains mostly quiet. You feel like you're doing everything correctly, or at least you believe you are. But what if I told you that 5 everyday habits, including one that most parents think is helpful, might actually be quietly taking away your child's opportunity to speak? Stay with me, because number 4 may completely transform the way you connect with your little one. Let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Sarah, and for more than a decade I've worked closely with families as a pediatric speech therapist. I've watched hundreds of toddlers grow from silent observers into confident communicators. Today, I'm revealing the 5 hidden factors that delay speech development in nearly 90% of the families I support. More importantly, I'll walk you through exactly what you can start doing about each one beginning today. Before we get started, tell me this: is your toddler between 18 months and 3 years old and using fewer than 50 words? Comment yes below so I know who's here. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. Mistake number 1: too much screen time. Let me share Emma's story. She was 22 months old when her worried parents came to see me. Emma could sit quietly through full cartoon episodes without saying a word. Yet she spoke fewer than 10 words overall. Does that sound familiar? Here's what's really going on. The American Academy of Pediatrics explains that toddlers under 2 who spend more than 1 hour per day on screens often show noticeable delays in language development. The reason is simple. Screens provide one-way communication. Your toddler's brain needs back-and-forth interaction, what experts call conversational turns, to build strong language pathways. A 2020 study in JAMA Pediatrics reported that every additional 30 minutes of daily screen time increased the risk of expressive speech delay by 49%. That's almost half. So here's your action plan for this week. Limit screen time to 20-minute sessions and sit beside your child while they watch. Talk about what's happening. Say things like, "Look, the dog is running," or "Do you see the blue car?" This simple shift turns passive viewing into active learning. When Emma's parents tried this, she added 12 new words in just 3 weeks. It wasn't magic, it was science. What does screen time look like in your home? Share below so we can compare. Mistake number 2: responding too quickly to gestures. This one surprised me when I first learned it. Sometimes, being overly helpful can actually slow your toddler's speech. Take James, for example. At 26 months, he was an expert pointer. He'd point to his cup and instantly get water. Point to crackers and snacks appeared right away. His parents believed they were being attentive and supportive. But James never needed to use words. Dr. Laura Mays, a pediatric speech-language pathologist, calls this the communication shortcut. When toddlers can meet all their needs without speaking, their brains essentially decide there's no reason to talk. Research from the Journal of Child Language suggests that children benefit from productive struggle that's small, manageable frustration that encourages them to try new ways of communicating. Here's the strategy that changes everything. When your toddler points or grunts, pause for 3 to 5 seconds and look at them expectantly. Then model the word, cup. Do you want cup? Wait again. Even if they attempt just part of the word, like coo, celebrate it enthusiastically and then give them what they asked for. This isn't about being unkind, it's about being intentional. You're creating motivation to speak. When James' parents used this method, he began attempting 5 to 7 new words each day within 2 weeks. By the 4th week, he was combining 2 words together. So let me ask you, Do you allow your child space to ask for what they need, or do you step in before they have the chance? Be honest in the comments. There's no judgment, here we're simply learning and growing together. Mistake number 3. Adult-centered conversation. This one feels personal, because I made this mistake with my own first child. Imagine you're talking with your partner about dinner plans while your toddler plays with blocks nearby. It seems harmless enough, right? But here's what's actually happening. Your toddler is hearing adult vocabulary delivered at adult speed and complexity. And their developing brain tunes it out as background noise. The Harvard Center on the Developing Child explains that toddlers thrive on child-directed speech, that slightly sing-song expressive way of speaking that naturally slows things down and highlights key words. This isn't baby talk. It's purposeful language teaching. A groundbreaking study from Massachusetts Institute of Technology followed 40 children over several years and found that the number of conversational turns, not just the total words, heard predicted later language ability, vocabulary growth, and even IQ. Your goal this week is simple. Spend 20 minutes each day practicing serve and return play. If your toddler babbles, respond. If they say, Baba, you reply, yes, ball. You found the ball. If they grunt toward a book, open it and read with animated, engaging expressions. When I consistently did this with my daughter, she expanded from 15 words at 20 months to 75 words in just 6 weeks. Now pause for a moment and reflect. How many real back-and-forth exchanges do you share with your toddler daily? 1, 5, 20. Drop your number in the comments. Mistake number 4. Using pacifiers beyond 12 months. This is the one that surprises almost every parent I meet. That pacifier you believe is completely harmless may actually be blocking words from forming. Sophia was 28 months old and deeply attached to her pacifier. She used it during car rides, naps, and even playtime. Her parents felt it soothed her, but she was speaking only about 20 words, far below the typical 200 to 300 words expected at her age. Here's what the science says. The American Speech-Language Hearing Association cautions that prolonged pacifier use can limit tongue movement, reduce chances to practice sounds, and create an oral habit that replaces the motivation to communicate. A large study published in BMC Pediatrics tracking over 1,000 children found that toddlers who continued pacifier use past age 3 were 3 times more likely to develop speech disorders. Even between 18 and 24 months, heavy use has been linked to delayed speech onset. And there's more. Constant pacifier use can influence facial muscle development and increase the risk of articulation challenges later on. Here's your gradual action plan. First, limit the pacifier to sleep time, only starting this week. Second, during week 2, remove it for 1 nap each day. Third, by week 3, transition to using it only at bedtime, while continuing to encourage more opportunities for speech throughout the day. Keep it in the crib only. Step 4. Introduce a lovey, or a small stuffed animal, as a new source of comfort. Sophia's parents followed this plan exactly. I won't pretend it was easy. The first 3 days were challenging. But by day 5, she was noticeably more talkative. Within 6 weeks, her vocabulary had grown to more than 80 words. Parents dealing with pacifiers, I understand you. This step isn't simple. If you're ready to take on this challenge, comment pacifier below so we can encourage one another. Mistake number 5, the absence of parallel talk and self-talk. This final issue is about silence. Let me tell you about Marcus. His parents were calm, reflective people who loved him deeply. Their home was quiet and peaceful. Which sounds wonderful, but Marcus was exposed to only about 100 words per hour. Research suggests toddlers need to hear more than 20,000 words each day to support optimal language growth. In their landmark study, researchers Betty Hart and Todd Risley identified a 30 million word gap by age 3 between children raised in highly talkative homes and those in quieter environments. That difference later predicted vocabulary size, reading ability, and overall academic success. The solution lies in two simple yet powerful tools: parallel talk and self-talk. Parallel talk means describing what your toddler is doing. You're stacking blocks. Red block on top. That's a big tower. Self-talk means narrating your own actions. Mommy is chopping carrots. Chop, chop, chop. Now I'm washing the tomatoes. Here's your plan. Set a reminder on your phone every 2 hours. When it rings, spend 5 focused minutes intentionally using parallel talk or self-talk during whatever activity is happening. When Marcus's parents began doing this, he grew from 25 words to 70 in just 1 month. By 3 months, he was speaking in 2-word combinations. Picture a split screen showing both techniques in action, one side narrating the child's play, the other narrating the parent's tasks. Now, here's my challenge to you. Can you commit to narrating your day for 1 full week? Comment, "I'll talk more," if you're ready. Let's quickly review these 5 speech stealers. First, too much screen time, limit it to 20 minutes and co-view together. Second, responding to quickly pause to create space for communication. Third, adult-centered conversation, get down on their level and practice servant-return exchanges. Fourth, extended pacifier, use begin phasing it out after 12 months. Fifth, the silence trap, fill your home with parallel talk and self-talk. Think about Emma, James, Sophia, and Marcus. Each child made remarkable progress in a matter of weeks, not months, because their parents made intentional, practical changes. Here's what I'd love for you to do next. First, tap the like button if even one tip resonated with you. It helps other concerned parents discover this guidance. Second, subscribe and turn on notifications, because next week I'll share the exact words and phrases that spark toddler speech most effectively. Third, and most importantly, comment below and tell me which of these 5 changes you're going to start with. If there's a speech concern I didn't cover, share that too. You're not just watching, you're part of a supportive community of parents dedicated to helping our children flourish. Your toddler's words are on their way. Sometimes they simply need us to remove the obstacles. I'll see you in the next video.